Brick Hill has been a public website that anybody has been able to sign up to for nearly 6 years at this point. Despite its pretty short history, there seems to be quite a bit of things forgotten. Things that have been lost to time, or things in which there is no public documentation of. Elements of Brick Hill that fall into these categories are called lost media, and in today's video, we're gonna dive into some of this lost media and recover as much as we can. I'll also have a bounty for each piece of lost media found. However, I'll elaborate on that at the end of the video. But for now, let's take a look at some of these topics. For a short time period in 2020 or 2021, there was a new craze on Brick Hill: hacked clients. I'm not talking about the common cheat engine exploit where people would change their speeds in games, no. I'm talking about actual hacked clients created for the sole purpose of giving an unfair advantage to players in-game. In fact, a specific hack client I vividly remember wasn't even used to do that. It was used for something far more sinister. It had the capability to spam text so fast that it would crash games. Seriously, any game. Any game that allowed you to talk or didn't have their own chat cooldown in-game was not safe. With the type of a command or the click of a button, I don't really remember, the game you decided to host would shut down at an instant, kicking everybody out and stopping your game entirely. So what would the game even spam? Was it really that bad that it would crash an entire game? Well, it didn't necessarily spam anything bad or like weird characters. In fact, it would spam a Discord server that anybody could join. So if there were 10 people in a game, all of their experiences would have been ruined by a hacker, and to encourage the people who don't really care, they'd have a Discord server right there that they could join to download the hacked client too. This is where the lost media part comes in. If you may have noticed, I haven't shared any images or gameplay showing off this hacked client. In case you may have forgotten, this is all lost media. After looking for over 30 minutes in multiple servers, I couldn't find any screenshots or videos of this happening. It doesn't help that the old general channel in the Brick Hill Discord was deleted either. The most I found were a few messages in the Note Hill Discord server, as it was mentioned a few times. One by a user named Edged, who with context was talking about a player named Flycatcher getting banned from Brick Hill games for using a hacked client. 7 months after that message, SmartLion talks about Flycatcher in response to somebody asking about somebody who sent gore to people. Anyway, the interesting part about this is that in July 2021, a very random video was uploaded by a YouTube account called Brickpile. The title of the video was called Brick Hill Cheat Client Brickpile 2.0 Private Cheat. And while this wasn't the specific hack client I was talking about, it's definitely a weird case. This YouTube channel was created for the sole purpose of updating people on this client's development. However, in a few months when this video was uploaded, their video will reach its 2-year anniversary of being the last and only public video uploaded on that channel. The Lost Threads is an entry from the previous Brick Hill Unsolved episode, and it most definitely falls into the category of lost media. I won't talk about it too much, as obviously there's an entire video dedicated to talking about it. This is also obviously going to be a spoiler for the first episode, so if you haven't watched it, I recommend skipping this part and going to the next section. Anyway, the Lost Threads. This refers to the first multiple iterations of the first 100 threads on Brick Hill being completely lost to time. Basically, if you try to search for a thread under the ID of 100, you won't be able to find anything. In that video, I also uncovered evidence that there were threads in the alpha and beta versions of Brick Hill with that ID, though the forums reset. I don't know why even in the current day threads with those IDs are missing, though it's really interesting, and sadly no new threads have been recovered since the release of that video. I'm really hoping with the bounty that I'm yet to mention, it encourages people to search and we actually find things. So still, stay tuned. For the newer players who don't know, Brick Hill has actually had multiple iterations of the supposed new client. Since 2017, many different clients have been worked on, and only in 2020 did Brick Hill find a singular new client developer who's been working on the actual new client titled Brick Hill Next semi-consistently. For the first iteration of the new client that nobody even talks about or references anymore, we have the C++ client being created since 2017 and teased near the very beginning of 2018. Please feel free to prove me wrong on this, but I believe the only time a screenshot of this client has ever been shared was from a blog post from January 4th, 2018 titled Happy New Year. At first, it looks normal, announcing the winners of a winter building competition that began a few weeks prior. However, at the very end, they announced that they had, quote, 2 active developers working on our new client. The 2 client developers mentioned are former staff members Brick Boy Mike and Psych Right. I seriously hope I said that right. These 2 people have been extremely inactive and were fired for reasons unknown, though they were the masterminds behind the very first failed new client. The reason this is lost in media is because, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, this is the only screenshot to ever surface from this client. I'm most definitely sure there's more somewhere else, but I just don't know where to look, especially since I'm banned from the Brick Hill Discord. The next iterations of the new client aren't really lost. You have Brick Hill Kahuna, which was being developed by Ezcha. There's a bunch of gameplay on that, including live gameplay on a live stream. You also have Brick Hill Next, which I mentioned earlier, which literally anybody can purchase for like $20 on Brick Hill right now. Those aren't just lost media, those are just media. Now we have the 2016 Brick Hill website. I'm almost certain the average user can't find too many screenshots of this website, so this might be one of those unrecoverable pieces of lost media unless people who were somehow on the site in 2016 see this video and want to give me information or screenshots of it. I don't know. But yes, the 2016 Brick Hill website. I'm sure many of you guys have seen this bright red screenshot of a website that looks like it was made in 2005. A few screenshots of this have surfaced, and this would be the very first stages of Brick Hill's website. I have 3 screenshots personally sent to me by Alex in 2021 for something completely unrelated. One of the homepage, one of his profile, and one of the maintenance page. All 3 of these screenshots were taken on the same day, November 29th, 2016. In the maintenance page screenshot, you can actually see multiple users, most of which still play the current version of Brick Hill, or at least signed up to it. Kwame, a former website developer infamously known for leaking the source code, Johnny Boy, who's probably just an alternative account, Donmo, SAS Soldier, who actually has an account, and Tech, somebody who became an asset developer for Brick Hill and would later be fired during a lot of controversy. However, these are only 5 of the 8 total users, and I assume 2 of the missing users are Space Builder or Alex D and Brick Luke or Luke D, presumably, which just leaves 1 missing user from this old website. That's, however, just speculation, and I truly don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, these 3 screenshots are the only screenshots to exist from this website. Weirdly enough, there's a client that I have that actually utilizes these avatars though. I don't know when it was made, but the client is pretty similar to the legacy client we have today. The base plate remains the same, the toolbar is almost the same, the health bar is almost the same, the player list is almost the same, the sky color is the same, and there's just a bunch of similarities. Total system failure is an interesting case considering you'd have to question the existence of this when you even hear about it. As far as I'm concerned, total system failure, which I'll call TSF for short from now on, was first mentioned in Kong's Brick Hill Iceberg YouTube video. In the small iceberg he shows in the very beginning of the video, you can see TSF on the far bottom of it in the final category. At 17 minutes and 45 seconds into the video, he elaborates on this very ominous topic. He claims that 3 specific individuals know about it, though they learned about it in the worst possible way. The topic refers to a specific t-shirt on Brick Hill. When you equip this t-shirt on your avatar, it crashes your entire computer instantly and even prevents it from being rebooted. Even Brick Hill's lead website developer Jeffamy doesn't understand how this shirt even functions. In Kong's Iceberg video, he encourages you not to look for this t-shirt, and I strongly recommend you stay away from it too. I don't know how a Brick Hill item could cause such irreversible damage, but just those 2 words alone should discourage you from even looking for it. And with that being said, I'm I'm gonna jump into this horribly timed segment about the bounty I was referring to in the beginning of the video. If you recall, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned something about a bounty for these pieces of lost media. What I mean by this is I encourage you to look for these things, excluding the TSF shirt, which if you manage to come across it and aren't affected by it, definitely send it in. If you find anything related to these topics, any images or videos of the hack clients, a player.exe file from one of these hacked clients, any of the deleted lost threads from the many iterations of the first 100, a copy of any old new client or lost screenshots or videos of the 2016 website, please join the Discord you see on the screen now. I'm offering anywhere between 10 to 500 bucks for information on these topics. It completely depends on how rare what you found is. For example, if you actually have the executable for one of these old Brick Hill hack clients, I wouldn't mind giving you like 300 bucks for it. If you have screenshots of that client being used, I wouldn't mind paying like 20 bucks per photo, assuming you don't have a lot, of course. Just remember, join the Discord server as I'm very easily reachable from there. Thank you. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna start to end the video. At the time of uploading episode 2 of Brick Hill Unsolved, it's been over 7 months since I uploaded episode 1. I hope I can change that schedule and get more in because I know the demand is high for these episodes considering over 2,000 of you guys saw the very first episode. That is a lot for a small YouTuber like me. But anyway, I seriously hope you guys enjoyed the video as it took a long time to research and gather the information I was able to gather. If you enjoyed this episode of Brick Hill Unsolved, obviously drop a like on the video and maybe even subscribe. I've been uploading more and I don't plan on stopping, as long as you guys enjoy the video. And with that being said, folks, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.